Hi YouTube, it's story time, okay? This is what everybody always wants. It's been a month or a little more, and I'm sorry I haven't been cranking them out unless I got a lot to tell you. There's really, I just don't get motivated to put a video up every week. I should probably do more lives to shoot the bull with people, but I run so hard. I got a guitar in here now, I got a folding bike. I just did 5.7 miles on this guy. It's stupid when you got boobies and you gotta ride. No offense to you ladies. I got to work them off, and with God's help, I will be able to make a habit out of riding that bike. It's not realistic to do 5.5 miles or so every day, but I got to do it every day. So I don't want to overachieve and then wear myself out and not do it. The whole idea is to make a habit. So without further ado, we're going to give you a Sweetums update. We're going to give you a business update, and we're going to cover numbers since the inception of the business, numbers so far this year, so on and so forth. So without further ado, I got a little road map here, and you can't see it because the sun's busting through. But anyway, Sweetums, when I got, and that's the name of the truck. So when I got the truck, we'll just call it the truck now. When I got the truck, it was 370,050 miles on it. That was on September the 4th, 2020. Remember that date. Right now it has, to the T, 571,491 miles to the odometer. This older truck does not do the temps, and it doesn't matter anyway. So we're looking at, for 20 months, which is where we sit now, 201,441 miles since September the 4th, 2020. That's an average of 10,000 miles a month. Breaks down to 2,500 miles a week. Every week. Even if I went home, that's an average across all of that time. All right? That's a lot. That's just my miles. That's how hard I run. So from January the 1st to May the 12th this year, just in the 2022 year, my revenue so far is $90,634.89. I haven't been running as hard. Had a few deaths in the family. Really tough time on the wife and the family at home. Been going home more. Been going through the house more under load and empty. Both, because I don't have the expense near the expense I used to. So the profit really hasn't changed. It's actually higher, but my revenues are down because I've been going home more. That's just so far this year. So let's do something a little different, okay? This is the business inception numbers. 20 months I've been in operation. September the 4th, 2020. Now my business started August 17th, but my first actual costs and revenues started on September the 4th, 2020. So since I started, I've made $415,416.81 in revenue. That's to the truck. But then I got to figure out, okay, well, I've driven 201,441 miles and I've made $415,416.81. Well, what is that per mile? Average revenue, okay? So that's going to be $2.0653 per mile, so $2.07 a mile for all miles on the truck. That's every single mile. That averages out over 20 months to $20,770 per month, or $5,192.71 per week. I didn't put the change on the month, but it doesn't matter. Well, now you got to account for your expenses after Schneider takes their insanely ridiculous 35% as far as I'm concerned, because I haven't got much benefit personally. But I make such good money, I overlook that right now because the market is, I don't know what's going to happen. And I don't want to sit here forever, but as of right now, I'm still making great coin. You got to look past that when you're starting out. So my 2020 expenses, mind you, I had a lease, but I had 3 weeks that I operated that they gave me as kind of, my lease was 60 weeks, but I had 3 weeks up front to make money so that I wasn't upside down. My expenses for 2020 were $38,871.66. My expenses in 2021 was $204,454.35. That's a lot of money considering I only did $256,000 in 2021. So what did I do? Did I make $52,000 in profit? No, we're going to get there. 2022 year to date, we're looking at $70,611.11 in expenses. Okay, so the expenses since business inception is showing at $313,936.77. So if I only made $415 and my expenses were $313, in 20 months, I made $102,000. I didn't sign up for that. But I didn't sign up for that, because now we're going to flip this little roadmap over and I'm going to explain something to you. April 2021, I go S Corporation. Now I'm an employee of my trucking company, not just the owner at a 1099. My wife is also an employee, and she draws a payroll on W-2. So now I got to add our W-2 monies back into the profit line, okay? 2021, if you add both of our payrolls back, that's plus $53,411.01. I don't know why there's 1 cent, but there was on Gusto. I use the Gusto payroll service, and it's second to none. I love it. 2022 year to date on payroll is, between my wife and I, is $29,925. I give us both on payroll, and it just helps things out on a personal level. That's a total of $83,336.01 back into the profit line, because that's our payroll amount since 2021. That's since the business inception. That's been our payroll so far. So now you've raised up, you've lowered our expenses to $230,600.76, all-time expenses. So it's $230,600, right, in expenses. If you take that away from $415,416.81, that leaves you with $184,816.05. That's our profit. That's total profit to the business in 20 months, right? That's an average of $9,240.80 per month in profit. That's what I took home. That breaks down to $2,310.20 per week. That's total profit all time per week average. Now here's the notes. I actually made more than that. You want to go with the notes? Assets are earnings as well. So let's go through some of those things. I bought the truck cash. I paid $39,000 roughly in lease monies, and that was over the course of 60 weeks. Call it 63 because they gave me the 3 weeks up front. Since September the 4th, 2020, I paid $39,000 in lease money, okay? That was before any of my MMA. I also, when I bought the truck, it was $32,500 cash that I bought the truck for. Now here's the trick. I had MMA savings. I started paying for my expenses about 2 months before I bought the truck out of pocket because I had money in the bank. So I turned over $10,000 to SFI towards the purchase of the truck in November. I just told them to keep it. So I only had to come out of pocket the remaining $22,500. But that was all expenses, because that money that they kept in MMA, that's your money, right? So I spent $32,500 in cash to buy the truck. MMA towards that was $10,000, so I only had to come out of the bank account $22,500, but it's the same thing. $32,500 I bought the truck in 2021. That's why in 2021 my expenses were $204,000 and whatever dollars it was. Now I have a rig and $184,000 in 20 months. Okay, so I own a tractor, Class 8 tractor, free and clear, and the title, plus $184,000 in profit. Let me tell you some of the other stupid stuff I've done. Okay, I just finally bought me a good seat to put in the driver's seat. I've been recommended Legacy by CEO, and a lot of guys have said good things about Sears and Atlas, and there's several brands out there. Legacy, Pinnacles, whatever, you know, and the Pinnacle is like the higher end Legacy, I guess now. I had to be retarded with this, and I know that's a bad word according to a lot of people, but I'm not talking about mentally challenged people, okay? I went full crazy on this chair. I got a Needler, which is manufactured in Canada. I bought it from Seat Specialists in Battle Creek, Michigan. I parked in their lot that night. I picked it up the next morning. I'd pre-taken my seat out of the passenger side when I was home. So whenever I got this seat, I went on down the road with it just sitting over there, and then I swapped them that night. This seat has, let me see. Okay, so you're not going to be able to read all that, but it's got the power on button. I have select a certain zone. there's 3 different zones. There's upper back, lower back, and then the butt massager, okay? And it's got, you can select each individual zone, you can make it pulse on that zone, and then it has a wave, which it goes up and down all 3 zones, and then it has a zigzag, which it'll go here, here, there, 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 there. So it's like 6 different massaging things inside, I guess. Then there's an intensity button up and down. I think there's 8 settings on intensity, and I think there's 8 settings on speed. So you can make the things that if it's moving, you can increase the rate at which it does each one. That's just the massage aspect. It also has heat, which I'll never use because I make my own heat down there because I'm a big guy, right? And when you go down the road all day sitting on pleather or whatever this material is, it's pretty nice. But you get warm. Well, it also has cooling. So this one has heat, cool, and massage, and I don't know of any other manufacturer that does that. There may be 1 or 2 others. I've looked at Minimizer. I don't even know if they're still making the seat. From what I hear, they don't. But let's just go with, let's just say they do. Now, they have heat alone, heat and cool, and then they have heat and massage. But I've not seen a model of theirs with all 3. So, having said that, this seat was not cheap, and I didn't even care. $2,500 I put into this seat. I'm going to take some pictures, or I'll do a video right at the end just to kind of show you all this thing if you're interested. It is a lot of money. But, endless adjustability. It's got the fingertip adjustments on the armrest. The armrests come up to my wrists. I got short arms and small hands though for a guy. So, but you know, I bought a $2,500 seat. I have a Striker 959. I think is what this model is called. Let me see. It's a 955. Sorry, big time, right? That is a $550 CB. I got the big antenna to go with it too, so that's expensive. I got this big fridge, I got a Ninja, I got a TV, I got a guitar I just bought back there, I got this bike. I didn't buy no big expensive vehicles. I haven't done any big construction projects on the house. I've improved my life in here majorly. If I need something in here, I buy it. You know, stuff like that. That's still a write-off for the business. That falls under all my expenses. So if you got to really add everything up, the truck and everything included, we have a truck and all the assets in here, and then we have $184,000 in profit. I had to pay taxes on all that money too. Now you got payroll taxes the company pays, payroll taxes that come out of your W-2, and you have taxes on your distribution money, or what they call pass-through income, which is all the money that I didn't get paid in W-2. I have to pay taxes on that at the end of the year. This year out of pocket, I think my wife and I jointly went, the S-Corp taxes ended up being somewhere around $6,300 I had to pay. So $6,300 we had to pay. And then last year we didn't pay anything, but that's because we went S-Corp on the 1st of April. So I had paid quarterly to make up for that. I started claiming, and my wife started claiming 0 this year. So hopefully our W-2 money on the company side and our personal side on our taxes will cover that spread, so we don't owe anything on the S-Corp pass-through stuff. So we'll see how it works. I talk to my accountant quite regularly. They're great at what they do. They're very professional. They're not cheap, but they're not expensive either. And I can interface with these people because they're where I'm from, in Charleston, West Virginia. Greg Griffith and Mays. I recommend them highly. If you go there, you can look them up. Greg Griffith and Mays. I work with a guy named Bill Miller. He's done a great job the entire time. Free advertisement. Greg Griffith and Mays. There you go. So anyway, all of that. Oh, and I forgot to mention in 2022 this year. Was it this year? I think it was January this year. If not, it was last year in December. When we got the title switched, we had to pay sales tax. West Virginia is not one of those few states that you don't have to pay sales tax on equipment that you bought to operate as a business. Some states apparently have that. West Virginia's not one. We have to pay taxes. I think the reason is because less and less people are living there because everybody's moving. Because if you don't dig coal and you don't shoot meth, there's no reason to stay, right? But point being, I paid taxes on that too in the amount of $4,000 and something. So that goes towards that expenses. And I still made the $184,000 in 20 months. Guys, that's insane. That's killing it. That's making money. So far this week, after I deliver tomorrow night, I was going to try to pick up early. This trailer isn't loaded. There's no bills over there at the cabinet place I'm picking up at. And then headed to Holiday City. lightweight load, pays really good because I had no deadhead miles from Moorhead over here. And I'm looking at another 7K week. I mean, my weeks average lately between 5,500 and 7,800 a fluctuation there. So call it 6,600 average every week. Even with the frequency of me going home at the beginning in mid-February all the way through March, it was pretty going home for a week here, a week there, and I'm getting ready to start doing more of that again because it's summer. The kids are going to be out of school. I got the pool kicking at home. The wife's handling everything. When I go home, she's coming back home from work. Everything's going to be done. I'm going to help her cut grass and do my honeydews, and we're going to swim and cook out, and my wife and I are going to go to Gatlinburg again because it's such a good time to stay in a cabin down there. We really like that. Going to try to do more nature side of that when we go. But anyway, guys, that is my gist. This is the 200,000 mile, roughly 200,000 mile update. It's a milestone. 250,000 miles would be a better advertisement number, you know, like for looking at the pictures. Like when you see 250,000, you're like, great. 200,000 is like what? 200,000 what? Grains of rice in that fat dude's lunch? No. 200,000 miles, guys, 20 months. Think about that. 10,000 miles a month. It's pretty good. That's humping it. So, having said that, I'll try to do a live. I don't know if I'm going to do it tonight since I'm just doing this. But in the next few days, I'll do a live. I think I'm going to start doing more lives because this editing and putting the numbers and stuff, it takes time. I get real tired and irritated with doing that, but I want to do it so you all have a visual. I don't want to give you false information. I don't want to give you false hope. Disclaimer, okay? Results will vary. I don't know you. I don't know your background. I don't know your work ethic. I don't know what your truck's going to do. I don't know what your maintenance habits are. I don't know if you can work on anything yourself. I don't know if you're going to shop around for fuel prices like I do and get multiple cards so that you can do that. I don't know what it is you're going to do, what your modus operandi is going to be when you get out there. Okay? But all you can do is do your best. And if you actually apply yourself, do your best. Don't expect to go home every day. Do your research too. You know, where you live Schneider might not be the best deal for you. Talk to the recruiter and then try to find one or two guys on message boards or videos. See where they live and see if it worked for them. Don't take never trust anybody. Or trust but verify, right? So, do your research about where you live and whatnot, and make sure you don't have unrealistic expectations about working 2 or 3 days a week because you're your own boss, right? And then you're going to make a bunch of money because you're not. You might as well just stay at your job. But if you work hard, yes, you can still make money even in the face of these ridiculous fuel prices, and it's all Russia's fault. But having said all of that stuff, guys, yes, you can come out here and still make money even with the fuel costs. And it is ugly, the fuel costs. But I have really good savings on fuel right now. My fuel mileage is up. I'm getting 8.2. I never get 8.2 because I set the cruise on 71. And I'm getting ready to bump it up to 72 for a little while just to get the good out of it before Pete Buttigieg and whoever else, FMCSA, all those clowns. Speed limiters. Let's be Canada. Knock it off. We already have Swift's drag racing everywhere. No offense if you work for Swift and you're watching this video. But yeah. Western Express and Swift get beside each other. That's like 2 Tomahawk cruise missiles cruising that ran out of fuel. And then they just stay there. You can't go around them. That one video you saw where that truck driver goes on the shoulder around 2 Swifts and slows down in front of one to get traffic moving again. That's what they're asking for. They're asking for trouble. They're asking for congestion. They're asking for wrecks because guys can't run beside each other for that many miles. Somebody's got a DVD player tied to their dash, watching it while they're going down the road. I've seen people double fisting burgers. God knows what else they're doing in those trucks. Obviously Facebooking or YouTubing or whatever it is. You know what's going on. You know a lot of guys are doing it. Even guys that say they don't do it are doing it. They don't do it all the time. But state troopers riding beside you are doing it. Okay? Not everywhere. That's I'm not casting aspersions on mankind totally, but state troopers are doing it. DOT guys are doing it. Okay? Government officials are doing it. Rules for thee, not for me kind of stuff. So anyway, it's a long video, covered a lot of numbers. If this is your passion, And if running a business is your passion and you have this as a trade already to fall back on and you're good at what you do, great. Try it, dude. Try. If driving a truck is your passion and you just want to make more money, do more research before you think about jumping off the deep end, because there's a lot of responsibility. But with more money comes more responsibility, end of the day. And then here is a proverbial truth, okay? You are never truly your own boss. This is just how I see it. You can make your own schedule and go home as much as you want, okay? But right now, like for me, Schneider's my customer, okay? You can look at it however you want. You're a contractor for them, whatever. That's their freight base and their customer, okay? You need to meet certain standards to do business with their customer. Because if you're getting run off of customers, or you're missing deadlines and costing them money, you're driving erratically down the road, getting, safety stuff, they will get rid of you. So essentially, that's kind of like being fired, even though you're not fired from your company. Now you got to find a carrier to contract to. Okay? You're never truly your own boss. Your customer is your boss. Ask the guy that owns a restaurant if he treats his customers like crap and he puts pubes on their freaking sandwiches, how long he's going to be in business. If you're out of business, you're fired, okay? Same thing. I'm not mincing words. You're not your own boss. You are in control of your own destiny. That's what it is. It's controlling your destiny to an extent, because it's still a game of chance. Truck breakdowns, God forbid a wreck that you had nothing to do with and you can't get out of it. Mechanical failure. Any of those things can put you out. It is a risk, but such is life. Until next time, guys, keep her upright between the lines. God bless you. I don't remember what the name of the